Hello YouTube, this is Darkon633 back with another Transformers review. This time we're going to take a look at the Transformers Premier Edition Voyager class Hound from the Transformers The Last Knight toy line. Now this is actually another really good update to a pre-existing character that debuted in Age of Extinction. And while the original toy was okay in its own right, it's nowhere near the level that this toy has to offer. I think the overall bulk and design of the figure has definitely had a major overhaul. And especially when comparing to the older toy, this one is, in my opinion, far superior, even if it's quite a different color and design than what we've seen between the two designs. As a comparison, here he is next to the last version of Hound, which is another one of those smaller toys, unfortunately. And just looking at them side by side, it doesn't seem like they took really any design aspects between the first one and put it onto the new one, except for the fact that these little pieces look very similar in the way that their feet form. But other than that, this is, in my opinion, far superior. The only thing that was really good about the original is that he has a lot more weapons, and those weapons can actually still work on the new design, but obviously that's if you actually have the older version to go alongside the new version. But this is still a really nice figure to go on its own. Now we're going to take a look at the box. The box is in the standard Voyager scale design. It has a picture of Hound there. On the back, it shows that Megatron is obviously in the same way as him, and he transforms in 21 steps. So now we're going to take a look at Hound more closely. Right off the bat, it's definitely clear that Hasbro has upped their game in the overall design aspects, since it also helps with the articulation. The head does look left and right and up pretty decently, and down as well. He has swivels at the shoulders with an hour movement shoulder there. Unfortunately, this side is a little bit loose, so it does cause it to kind of droop, but it's not the worst I've seen. He does have swivels at the biceps, double joints at the elbows, surprisingly, due to transformation and so on. And his arms, well, should I say his wrists, can actually swivel, so that's really nice that you can actually have some kind of articulation there. Unlike Megatron, he does have a waist joint due to transformation, hour movements in the hips, with a little bit of hindrance due to the little belt piece here, but it does have the ability to move it a bit, so it doesn't hinder it a whole lot. He has very funky knee joints because of the way that the joint forms for transformation, but he does have a single knee joint there. And his feet can actually swivel in a very strange way and pivot a bit due to transformation and so on. Just like on the box, you can take the gun from the first design if you wish to, and allow him to hold on to it. So I guess you can represent him using the 3-barrel machine gun as well, but obviously that's if you actually have the first version of the toy. Otherwise, he does have these blasters as well. He does have 2 secondary Gatling guns, which can be used as well. Just plugs onto the back for transformation and so on. You can actually allow him to hold it if you wish to. And he also has this mount, which is used for storing the weapons if you wish to, and it's also for his vehicle mode. We're actually going to remove that and place it back in a little bit later. For now, we're going to remove it and take out the gun and go on to the transformation. Before I go on to the transformation, I actually forgot to mention that he does have a removable helmet, which so that you can actually reenact the scene where he saw his friend Leadfoot get killed in Age of Extinction. So that's nice that you're going to do that. Anyway, so now move on to the transformation itself. And now we have Hound in his armored truck mode. Now, one thing I did like about the original version of Hound is that it had a lot less empty problems compared to this release. So as a comparison, here he is next to his Age of Extinction release. And while this one looks pretty basic in terms of overall design for the vehicle mode, I think it definitely worked a lot better since it did have the entire area closed off. But for here, he does have this empty gap, which is understandable. What you can do is take these little mount pieces and attach them together. So now, as stated in the instructions, you do need to attach these like that. I do the same for the other side. Actually, the instructions to actually stated to actually plug it in like this instead. And then what we're going to do is take these and attach them onto the mount itself. So it looks like this. And here on, you could attach the mount piece and attach to the back here. Now you got him fully armored up in this truck mode. So that's nice that you can actually do that, but the overall design aspects is a bit weird to see this empty cap all around. Unfortunately, while it does have the molded Mercedes logo, it is not painted, so it is a bit bland there. I wish that was at least painted with some kind of silver or some kind of color besides the basic green that he has. He does have 4 working wheels, although the front wheels are not made of the same plastic as the back wheels. Actually, I take the back. Both of them are actually made of that same kind of softer, not quite rubber, but softer plastic material. So it does have a little bit more of a feel of a plastic tire. Well, the rubber tire, should I say. Without actually being rubber, so that's really nice. And it does roll nicely across the table. So I think it works pretty decently. He does have these Decepticon logos representing how the army scratches off their triumph over enemies, so that's really nice that it actually has all that little minor details that help the design of the figure pop out a lot more than it does if it was just a bland colored vehicle. In conclusion, if you're a fan of Hound, this is definitely a worthwhile release, and while it is a bit on the weird side when actually going to the transformation, it doesn't have all the peg and paneling issues that the Age of Extinction release had. It does have a few parts that don't like to go over into the right area, so it does kind of hinder the actual transformation aspect of the toy. But overall, it looks really nice in both of its modes, and although the vehicle mode is a little bit lackluster compared to its robot mode, I think Hasbro did a fantastic job, again, transitioning this character into the new version of the toy, and at least they upgraded a lot of areas instead of downgrading it like some other figures they could do when they redo characters. So this ended up turning a lot better than I expected, and once again, while it is a bit strange in some areas, I think Hasbro did a really good job overall. I got this at Hasbro Toy Shop along with Megatron, and it's definitely worthwhile finding this either at your local stores or HasbroToyShop.com, Amazon, or any other place that actually sell Transformers. Anyways, please comment and subscribe and check out Hero Club and Hero Taku. Also check out Twitter and Darkon633, and don't forget to check down the other channels down below. Please check the little bell at the bottom of the screen in order to see my content go up as soon as possible, and back with more Transformers reviews. But for now, I'll be seeing you later, YouTube. Bye.